Yo, this is Lyrics,
and you're listening to Girl Talk
on the Green Wonder Network, WGWN.
Welcome to another edition of Girl Talk right here on WGWN, the Green Wonder Network. I am your girl, Black Barbara Walters. You can catch me every day on the Morning Groove with Tico and Friends. If you guys tuned in to last week's first ever episode of Girl Talk, it was a juicy one. It was a risky one, and we have even more. Last week, the guys wanted to know, what are some things in the woman's mind? What do we think? So they sent us plenty of questions, so much that it had to be a part 2. So that's what we're doing here today, part 2 of what is it that the woman thinks from the man's point of view. So tonight we have all of my sisters from the network, myself, and a couple other friends. So I'm gonna let them introduce themselves. Who do I got on Girls Talk with me tonight?
Hey guys, it's your girl Spice Life. You can catch me every Thursday on the Green Wonder Network and every Saturday at 8 p.m. from now on the Girl Talk. Is it every? Yeah,
It is every time. Who else is on the talk tonight?
Hey, this is Tasha, DJ La Femme T. You can join me and DJ C Breeze on the Green Wonder Network on Fridays at 10 for the Battle Zone for some good old R&B and old school. And then again on Sundays at 5:30 for the Battle Zone Praise Break.
Listen, we love the Battle Zone. And last but not least, we have one other addition to our Girl Talk tonight, and that is...
Hey, it's your girl Swanda. She comes on the WGWN network on Monday mornings for your Monday motivation.
And we all need that Monday motivation to get the week started. This is going to be another juicy episode. Like I said, we are doing part 2. The guys flooded us with questions. And if we did not answer your question, you can always make sure to go onto the Green Wonder Network app, drop some there, or you can go on Facebook to the Green Wonder Network page, send us some questions there, or if you have our personal pages to our businesses as far as what station and what show we do, you can drop them there, and we always will do our best to go ahead and get them on there and maybe do episode 3. We love giving you guys the information that you guys are asking us. Y'all ask some real questions some days, but we're gonna pray on those. But jumping right in to tonight's episode, let's start off with question number 1. So we had a guy. Let me slow down. I'm excited. We had a guy ask, "Can I still take you out on a date to Applebee's? Is that an appropriate date, or are we expecting something more extravagant?" Who wants to jump in on this one first?
Let me jump in there. This is Tasha. Yeah, absolutely. Applebee's is actually a step up for me, man, because McDonald's or Burger King, I'm down for whatever. I'm good with that. I'm good with that. It's just about the spending the time together, so I'm good for me. Yeah, that's a yes.
Baby, a good, was it 2 for $20, 2 for $25? We got an appetizer to share. Now, it just depends for myself, because I'm a little greedy. I am the queen of Big Mac. I'm okay with saying that. And I like my food. So I definitely think Applebee's is okay. I think that it's a different kind of setting. I'm like you, Tosh. I can get down with the McDonald's or Burger King for the first meet, especially if somebody that you don't know. We are in the age where everybody's on these dating sites, Facebook dating. You got, I think it's like Tinder and all these other different dating sites. So sometimes you have to meet in a public place before you go sit down at a restaurant. Like, let me meet you at McDonald's. Make sure you're not a serial killer. Make sure you look like your profile picture. Make sure I'm not getting catfish. But Applebee's actually allows you to see, because I'm a culinary person, it lets me see what your taste is. How are you going to order this steak if you're ordering a steak? Because if you order that thing too well done, we're going to have to talk about your digestive system, because that's going to be a little bit too much. It's a little too much. But that's just me. And again, I am too much, but I can go for a 2 for $20, 2 for $25 any day.
That's good. I'll jump in. So you know what? For me, as long as the guy planned it, I'm good with wherever we go. But I just, in this day and age, I see a lot of the women planning it, you know, telling the man, well, this is where I want to go, this is what I want to do. And he jumps on it like, okay, let's go. For me, just plan it. Take me. I don't care. Take to a walk in the park is fine,
That's
as long
good.
as it was your idea, not mine.
Major facts. What about you,
That's
Swan?
good,
What you
guys.
think?
That's good.
Yeah, I totally agree with all of my sisters, and they are sharing and spilling the beans. But I would definitely take an offer for Applebee's, okay? Because it's not even about the meal, but it's
Right.
about what's going to be revealed over the meal, okay? And then what layers can we peel back so I can know who you are authentically. And then we might even have some things like, where do we need to heal? Both of us. And then we may can even do that together. But I definitely agree that going out in a lit place, letting somebody know where you're going to be at, okay, the time you're supposed to be meeting that person, sending them a screenshot so we can see who he is, and y'all can even be on the other side of the restaurant. How about that, to make sure that I'm in a safe place with safe company? But
safe
yeah,
dating.
Applebee's is totally fine with me.
But spice it on something. Spice it on something. And this is why we love Girl Talk, because we have one question, it branches off into 20 other questions. Spice said something that is so true. It's important that the man plans the date.
Yes.
I don't understand, why is that so hard? Why do we feel like it's so hard for? And I can say this because all of us are very what's the right word, Jesus, I want to use? We're very assertive females. We are all about our business. And two of my sisters on the show, for those that don't know, I've known them for a very long time. I told y'all that last episode. I've known Spice for some years. I've known Swanda for some years. I am the baby of the group. So they kind of got to watch me grow up. Gosh, you didn't know that. So that's something now you know. They actually got to watch me grow up.
It's been a beautiful life. It's beautiful.
It has been. And that'll be another show. We'll have another show where we talk about, you know, our personal lives and everybody, a spotlight on everybody. So y'all got to stay tuned for that episode. But why do you guys feel it's so important, especially in this day and age where women are very independent, women are very, and I'm going to say it like this, women are so guarded because they've been so damaged and so hurt, that it's important that men step up and actually plan that first date? Anybody jump in whenever.
I think it's important for me. She said, why does she feel it's important for men to plan it? Why is that so, important to us, that men plan the date? And I think it's because, like, women, first of all, we planning this, we planning that. And if we got kids, we got to plan this, we got to plan that. We don't want to have to come plan the date with, our guy too. So, yeah, and if you're planning it, if he's planning it, it makes it seem like he cares. It's making it seem like he's trying to, woo me. Sometimes you just want to be wooed and like, I got this, baby. Just come, just come, and I got everything taken care of. So that's why I think it's special. I think it makes you feel good. You ain't got to worry about planning stuff when you plan stuff all day.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with that more. And for me, it's simply, everybody wants to talk about this male and female role in the headship of men, but women are doing so much these days where let us get back to our softer side, but we can't just choose to do that. They have to give us the what is the things, the tools, I guess. That might not be the correct word, but they have to allow us to be in our softer side. They say that they want it, we say that we want to be it, but it has to go both ways. So if the girl is always having to take the lead, if the girl is always having to make the plans, like Sister Tasha said, we got a whole lot of other things going on, not to negate what the men have going on as well, but it just needs to be like, okay, maybe sometimes I will plan a date, but if you're asking me out, don't say, babe, I want to take you out where you want to go. Nope, I ain't going nowhere. Call me when you call me when you ready to truly take me out. Because when you're ready to truly take me out, you're not asking me where do I want to go or what is it that I like. You're doing you're doing your homework to see all of that. Because I'm gonna do my homework when I ask you out.
Yep.
I definitely agree with everything that Spice and Tasha said. I think that when it comes to planning, it shows a partnership when you allow him to plan something. And whether it is to go to Applebee's or, like you said earlier, Spice, to go on a walk, because I love to walk. I love to go in nature, and that costs you absolutely no sense. Okay?
Nothing.
So that's a good thing, and that's letting you know and letting him know that, hey, I value my body. So, yeah, we went to Applebee's, but here's something else that we can do to keep our bodies into shape. And I think that when we allow them to plan, it shows their leadership. Like, bruh, if we're trying to get to another level, I need you to plan some things, right? I need you to even have that mentality that I want to take some lead. We are, yes, strong women. But if we can relinquish some of the things that we do for you to plan it, absolutely. Here you go. Here you go. And here you go again. And it can make them feel good. It can give them autonomy to like, I can do this. She was excited. Here's our part, ladies. We got to be excited about what they plan.
Hello.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
We got to be grateful.
But I think that's the thing. Like it's even for me, when a man plans a date, because I date with a purpose. Some people aren't dating with a purpose. I date with a purpose to get married. So you planning a date lets me know, okay, you can be the head of my household. You can establish what precedence is. So when further down the line, if we make it that far, what our children see, that builds a healthy relationship. And I think so many people are so used to the toxicity of let me go ahead and do it, this, that, and the third. I had what's it about 2 weeks ago? I had 2 weeks ago, yeah. Because I started a new job, and there was a guy that he was like, I just want to, get to know you. Cool, great. Exchange numbers. I'm not reaching out to you first. I'm not chasing you. I'm not doing that. We're not doing that. And he was like, well, you ain't never hit and tell me, where we can go on a date. You are X'd out automatically, sir. You're X'd out automatically because you chased me. So why aren't you taking the initiative? Why am I having to? And I'll put it this way: we had conversation about everything that's on my plate. So you already know I have a very busy schedule. So if I'm giving you the opportunity, telling you I will make time, then you need to show the initiative. So I know that my time is not being wasted, because I don't like to waste my time under any circumstances of that word at all. Okay. So I think Applebee's, for the men that are really questioning, Applebee's is okay. Just plan it. Any date, just plan it. And us just women will be, we will be happy. We will be happy. We will show the excitement of it. And I kind of like it because it's going to turn into our next question, but I'm not going to give it to you guys quite yet. We're going to take a nice little break. And when we come back to Girl Talk, we'll have our next question. We'll be right back.
Ooh, that was good. Quick, easy.
Easy. First 15 minutes already done. The next one, I'm going to jump down to the last one because it flows better. The next one's going to be, what do you consider husband or wifey benefits, and should that be given during the dating stage? Since we're already talking about dating.
Dating, yeah, that's good.
Yep. Okay.
That's good.
All right, here we go. Welcome back to Girl Talk on WGWN. I am your girl, Black Barbara Walters, and I am joined with all of my sisters here on the network. We got Tasha, we got Spice, and we got Swan, and we are diving into part 2 of the men's question. If you missed the first question, it was about Applebee's and about a date. And just to give you a heads up, if you're tuning in, men, just plan the date. Just plan it. Don't ask us no questions. Just plan it. There's plenty of inspiration out there on Facebook, Instagram. You see it all the time. Just plan it. That's it. We're simple. It's not that hard. Promise you. But since we're on the realm of talking about dating, let's ask the next question, which I think this is going to be a good one because we are a diverse group of women. So the question was asked, what do you consider husband or wife benefits, and should they be given during the dating phase? That's a loaded question. It's a little loaded. What do you ladies think?
What you got, Spice? What you got? I want to know what Spice got.
Right.
Oh, Lord. You know what? I'm gonna keep mine real simple, and let me just put this out there. I don't know what I would call it. Not a disclaimer. Is it a disclaimer? I don't know. I'm gonna put it out there though. My answer is very simple now, but I will say this. If anyone who knows me and knows my past, it may be a very confusing answer, but understand this. We grow, we change, and we start walking a better path. I wish someone had told me different. You know what? I just lied. I'm not gonna make it short and sweet. Let me give it to you. My mom used to tell us, treat every man like he's your husband, because you never know if he's gonna be your husband. And that's all good and fine. She never told us to have sex with him, if you will. It was the little things: do this, do that, do this, and do that. And it was great advice to me, as far as, just little nuggets on womanhood, right? But to answer this question plainly put, wifely duties to me are sex. And no, I wish somebody had told me not to give myself away before my husband. So no, don't give him no wifely booty, but you can do everything else, because to me, it's just, for real, it's your character, right? And your character, if you're a nurturing person, if you're a cooker, you want to cook for him. If you know what I'm saying? If you see a problem and you're a problem solver, little things like that people be like, oh, you doing too much. Well, listen, if this is this person's character, this is just who they are. Don't try to make them not be or decrease themselves just because you feel like they're wifely duties. The only wifely or husbandly duties to me outside of your everyday norm is sex. And no, don't give yourself away until they give you their last name, or until you agree to take their last name. You know what I'm saying? Did I say that right?
You said, I feel like you said that
men
right.
And women, because we always look at the women, but men, I think men should hold their self to the same standard as well. Like, we always say women are the prize, but no, men need to feel like, I ain't giving myself away. She ain't work. You know what I mean? That ain't my wife. Like, wait. I wish I had waited. That's all I can say. Y'all turn. I'm done. Y'all know I can talk forever.
Spice that always brings us spiciness. What you got, Tosh?
I definitely think Spice was on point with that one, because like she said, the only thing I can consider to be like husband or wifely benefits or duties is sex, I mean, because anything else is like, you're just dating, you're just getting to know him. But let me tell y'all something. My husband, he can't stand to see, like, my mother has a boyfriend and my sister has a boyfriend, and when they make the plates for them, my husband can't stand that. He's thinking like, yeah, he can't stand that. He don't like to see women who are not married to the man making their plate for them, because he considers that, wifely duty, a wifely thing. And I was like, nah, I think it's cool, because I think he needs to know that, this is what he's going to get, when he gets married. If you ain't making my plate now, whatever. And it just depends on the woman as well. But yeah, my husband can't stand that. So he thinks that that's, a wifely duty. But to me, just sex pretty much is a wifely duty. And I don't think you should be doing that wifely stuff, because why are you going to buy the cow? You know what I'm saying? You can get the milk for free. Yeah.
Come on, sis. Come on.
I think that is so interesting. That is interesting, because you said something that sparked a little bit of a flame. It depends on how the woman is raised. Like, for me, I was raised even in the dating phase. If we're further along in the dating phase and you're coming with me to family events, or you're coming with me to certain things, then yeah, I'm fixing your plate. I'm doing those things to show how I was raised, and to show that I can cater to you how you've been catering to me. Again, that also, like Spice said, that's anybody that knows me knows I am a servant. That's just who I am. I do that for my friends. I do that for my family. My sisters that I stay with, we'll all be sitting here and I'll fix dinner. Y'all want me to fix your plate? Okay, here's your plate. Here's your plate. That's just who I am. But you then have to think about I didn't think about, I ain't gonna say you have to, I didn't think about the other things that they consider wifely duties. And we kind of talked about it on our last show when we talked about helping out with the bills, if they're lacking in something. Where do we draw that line? Because for me, if it's something small, oh, you need $20. You low on gas. Payday next week. Oh, I could slide you that. That's not a problem. Because again, that's who I am. It's helping. It's servicery. That's just how I was raised. But some women don't think. I have a close friend of mine who she not coming out of pocket for nothing if she ain't got no ring on it. She not paying for no date. She not watching. She not putting no gas in nobody's car to help them. She not paying for your lunch. She not doing any of that stuff. I will never forget Super Bowl Sunday last year. We had this big get together at her house, and there was a guy there that she was interested in. They had been talking for a little bit, but he wanted leftovers. Everybody else was fixing their leftovers. And he actually asked. He was like, can you fix it? Now, I will say, he was actually helping clean up, which he did not have to do. And she looked at him and was like, yeah, no, you can fix your own. Suge, apparently you don't want to keep this man because he's helping clean up your house after you just had a whole bunch of folks over here, because I'm not understanding that at all. So I think for me, it's a boundary level. It's how are you raised? What are you going to give? But the main thing that everybody been saying, I definitely agree with. The main thing, you're not getting no loving. No, we're not crossing that boundary until there's a good ring on this good finger. We just not doing it.
Okay, so I was listening to everybody, and so Spice said the booty, right? And so immediately I went with like booty and duty, right? So DUTY. So I think conversations need to happen between the two so you can understand, like, what do they expect of you as their wife? And I think it goes back to what Lexi was saying, what Tosh was saying. Once you have been reared away, that's what's ingrained in you. But it doesn't mean that can be tweaked or altered, because you're going to bring in a different systematic way of doing the thing. And you're going to help me understand the why behind it. And I might be like, you know what? That's what's missing out of my coffee. You just added some drops of cream, and now it's going to make it taste better. And I'm going to understand you. A little sugar. A little sugar. I'm going to understand you better, and you're going to understand me better. Then it's up to me to say, you know what? I can go with your expectations of me as a wife. And can you go with the expectation of you as a husband? Because sometimes I think that we don't share our expectations because we got a man, right? Somebody's checking us. Somebody's looking at us. Somebody taking us to Applebee's.
That's it.
And so I'm thinking that, and then the key after that is, are you listening to the words that I'm communicating with you? Because if I told you that this is what I expect, or what I like, or what I love, or this is my love language, and you do the opposite, no, we can't even go. We can't even rock, because you're not listening, or you don't understand, and you are reciprocating something totally different than what I'm asking of you. So I think the communication is in a box, a whole box to the left.
To the left.
And you gotta have real friends around you that can help you articulate it, because we get excited when somebody shows an interest in us.
That's true.
We get excited. We go over the hip. That's when we start paying their bills, lending them your car, doing all those things because they're paying attention to me. Oh, they like me.
But you said something that's key. It's about having those good friends around that can check you. And I can say this because you actually on the call with us. Swan used to check me in my earlier dating age. She would, Alexis, he got a job? Okay. You got this. What you think you about to go do? Put that back and get back in this church so we can have rehearsal. He will be all right. We will figure it out. Because us as women, we are, and we said it before, we are emotional creatures. We love hard. Any woman, like we said, we are very aggressive women. We can be that. We can be independent. We can be strong. But I want you to make me be able to be submissive. I want you to be able to make my soft girl come out. I get tired. Me and my mama just had this conversation the other day. I'm tired of being hard. I'm just tired. Please let me be soft. So it's important that we know what those things, like you said, Swan, to have that communication and have that conversation. But us as women, what is some of the things and the qualities that you're looking for, or for Tosh, because you have a husband, that you looked for in a man? What are those qualities that would give them those wifely duties, that outside of giving the booty, those wifely duties that we're talking about? What are some of those qualities that you're looking for?
You know what I mean?
Anybody.
Black Bubba Walter.
Yeah,
Okay.
anybody. Like, what did, like, for you, Tosh, like, what did you look for in your husband? What were some of the qualities in a man that you found in your husband that were important?
The thing about that was when I was dating back then, I wasn't really dating for a husband. See, so I guess you gotta figure out where you are. Are you dating for a husband, or are you just dating to be dating? And back then, I was not dating for a husband. I was just dating to be dating. So I wasn't looking for any qualities in a man. One thing, in a boyfriend, rather, I wanted him to be smart. I wanted him to be, very intelligent. And like I said, kind of, be boyish or whatever, because that was when I was younger. So I guess it just depends on, where you are in life and what are you looking for at the time that you're dating. So it depends.
And Tasha, I agree with you. I think that sometimes we may have that appearance or the aura about us that attracts a man, right? And I think that goes back to the last question too. Like, and those are things that men find attractive. Things that we think they're not attracted to is like, if you can listen to me and you can repeat what I said, a man loves that. And they love that. Can you make me feel safe in your presence?
Yeah.
And if you can make me feel safe and vulnerable, they can be vulnerable with you. You can be vulnerable with them, because that's like the testament of a marriage. And a lot of times we don't feel safe enough to do that. Like, can I tell you that today I don't feel like wearing this wig, or today I just don't want to do whatever that thing is. I ain't want to wear a bra today, babe. Let me tell you why, so you understand when I don't want to put it on, that this is the reason why. I think a lot of times we don't explain our why, and therefore it goes misunderstood. And they form their own opinion. They form the rest of the chapter of the book, because I was bad for that, not being able to articulate my needs, my wants. So I just was like, oh, okay, well, this feel good, this pretty good, but like, no, let them know, because those are the boundaries that they're gonna know they can cross or they can't cross. And I think that it's gonna be evident in who you are. And sometimes, y'all, we so good that they feel like that we are too much, or that they can't even like rise to the occasion because you're just so amazing as a woman, or you have to do it for so long that they feel like they can't break through, because they feel like we have hard exteriors, because we got to protect our heart, our mind, and our soul. And I think like that's so important when, what I look for is like open and honest communication. Can you communicate with me when something is hard? When you're sad, when you're angry, can you communicate that? Can you be honest in that communication?
Yep. Can I be your safe box?
Yeah. Can we plan some things? It goes right back to that PLAN word. Can we plan some stuff together? Because we got to plan these bills. We got to plan, like, are we going to have children? We got to plan like where we're going to stay. Are you okay with my job? Are you okay with my family? Like, all of that requires planning, and some of that requires pre-planning so that you can get to the main plan.
Pre-planning is the word.
Sometimes men don't know how to plan. And here's the thing, we got to be willing to help them.
I'm about to say, can you teach them how to plan?
That goes back. Can you teach them? And not only can you teach them, because then it's got to flip. Are you teachable? Listen,
because
everybody got to be teachable.
Because we can't get into this thing if I'm teaching you, and again it goes into that. Am I continuously pouring into you? Now I'm empty. Can you pour back into me the same way I've been pouring into you? And I think that's for me. That's part of what I look for. Are you teachable? Do you have a giving spirit? Or are you selfish? Because if you're selfish, this ain't never going to work, because sometimes it's not going to be about, a lot of times it's not going to be about you. Just like it's not going to be about me. There are things that's going to have to be a collective. And there are going to be moments where it's going to be, okay, it's about you. How can I uplift you? How can I rebuild you? How can I make you feel more of a man when you're down? And it has to go vice versa. So if you're not open, like Swana said, honest, and you're not teachable, then we're not getting it very far. We not, because that lets me know the other qualities and characteristics that I need, like being trustworthy, being accountable, being faithful. Those are things that are going to start raising those red flags, and then we've repeated this toxic cycle that we're trying to break and get away from as older and healthier women.
Yeah.
For me, one of my biggest things that I'm gonna look for is consistency, and that to me is gonna say enough, because we're not gonna go but so far without me being interested, right? Mm-hmm. So if I'm interested in a lot of the different things that could, about you, period, that could include what did you ask? Husband
qualities, I think was the word I said.
Qualities, yeah.
Yep,
so I'm gonna see these qualities in you if I even continue on past a simple conversation, past a date or two, right? So if I consider myself dating you like on a consistent basis, as long as that means I like you. So as long as you stay consistent with who you've shown me, and I know you have to go through the seasons of life, if you will, and you pick and choose along the way what I can deal with and what I can't. Those are conversations that can be had along the way. But I think oftentimes when we put all of our eggs in a basket, if you will, like, okay, all these check marks have to be checked off, then we could miss out on a great person, and that even is with friendships as well. True. So sometimes you have to wait to see. You know what I mean? And then other times you see a characteristic that you think is husband. I keep missing that word. Y'all forgive me.
Husband material. We're just gonna say it like that. Husband material.
And then they come and you see that it was a facade. You know what I mean? So I think that time has to be put in on both parts either way to see it. But if you're consistent with who you've shown me for a period of time, that's enough for me to at least try to go further and see what's in there. So I just need consistency. The rest will work itself out.
And see what you said consists with what Swan said, because that consistency and showing who you are. Also, when I see something that I don't like, can I be bold enough to address it then and there, so I can see, all right, yes, I don't like how you just handle that. Is that something that you're working on? Is that something I can help you work on? Or is that something that I need to go ahead and run? A lot of times I think women, we see those red flags and we just run. We don't give them that opportunity. And like you said, Spice, we miss out on some great men because we're not, and we said it the last show, we're not healed enough to accept and give people enough grace to be able to change during a season that they might be in. Whew.
Yeah, they miss out on us too. They miss out on great women. They do too.
They do. Jesus, they do. That was a long one. Lord, give us all more grace to accept everyone and give them all the same chance. So you guys might have a little better chance for the women that are listening in this show, and you might be able to above. So as y'all think on that, right there, we're gonna take another little quick break. Enjoy this lovely music as we woosah for this next question. We'll be right back right here on W. That was a great one, ladies.
Yeah, knocking it down.
Knocking it
on.
So
what's our next one?
The next one we'll finish the date in one off, or go into, because it's gonna be a quick one. If a guy shows up in a dress and a purse, looks good and has a bomb personality, can he still take you out on a date? And then that one, because that's going to be a quick one. I already feel that one. All right, because I can already. Most of those answers is about to be. And then we'll go into why are women. Actually, no, we're going to leave that one for last. Then we'll go into if I go to church, does he have to go to church as well? And then we'll take another break, and then we'll go into the last one, because the last one's going to be juicy, because that one's talking about toxic sex. So that one's going to be a juicy one. So, yep. All right. And we're making perfect time. Look at goodness. Look at Jesus. Welcome back to Girl Talk on WGWN. Thank you so much for tuning in to episode 2. It is me and my lovely sisters, Tasha, Spice, and Swan, and we thank you again for joining us. That last segment was a little heavy, but hopefully you were listening the way that you're supposed to, taking notes, men and women, and knowing what qualities and reevaluating some things as you are going back into the dating world, coming out, or even just to improve your marriage. Because even in a marriage, I do believe you do still need to date on a regular basis. Keep that flame going.
Absolutely.
Keep
Absolutely.
it going. That's all I'm saying. So we're going into the next question, and this. So when this question was asked, all I can do is giggle, because when you know your sisters, you know your sisters. So I have a feeling I know what most of you guys' answer is going to be to this. But it was asked, so we're going to ask it. So let me bring it to the table. Someone asked, if a guy shows up in a dress with a purse, however, he looks good, he has a bomb personality, y'all could talk for hours, and he asks, can he take you out? Are you going to allow him to take you out? And if so, why? We're not going to just do yes or no answers. If so, why? Or why not can he take you out? Anyone jump in, even though I have a feeling I know what these answers are about to be.
Well, you know, it's so funny. I literally had a one-word answer, but since you said no, I'm gonna put it to you like this. It was something you said when we was leaving out from the last question about have more grace in a relationship or dating phase. All of that. I think if we gave more grace and mercy, we wouldn't break up so easily, run away so easily. With that being said, I have no grace and mercy for a man with a purse. And because this is a daytime show, wait, are we in the evening? I might be able to say what I want to say.
We're on the evening. It's after 8 o'clock.
It's after 8 o'clock, but I'm gonna just tell y'all like this. I don't even feel comfortable getting gritty on this show. Y'all want to hear my real answer? Catch me on Thursday on Piper Hot, but I'm gonna leave it at no. I'm gonna leave it at no.
There's a reason her name is Spice. There's a reason her name is Spice. Tune in on the Piping Hot. You'll get all the spice in that one there, buddy.
Tune in on that to see what she say about that one.
We need to jump on that show for that one. Make a sister show on that one.
Let's go. Listen, we can have a ladies' night on Piper Hot, but I ain't saying it on here. But no, ma'am.
Tosh,
for me, nah, it's a no for me, and that's just me. That's just my Tasha's preference. I do not choose to be out on a date with someone in that particular clothing apparel. It's just not my preference. I'm not saying anything wrong with it. I'm just saying it's just not my preference. So that's a no for me. Quick and simple.
So I'm just gonna be the odd one here, right? Just gonna pose some questions. So it could be he's trying to see how you're gonna respond to him in the dress and the purse. This is just me talking, because I mean, I'm not necessarily saying I would date anybody, but it could be that he's Irish and he has on one of those kilts.
Okay, Irish.
I mean, it could be that he is of another religion, but you don't know that yet, right? Because you're about to go on a date to figure it out, and that's when you can say, "Oh, okay." And my key thing is asking questions. He may have that dress on for a specific reason, and you might be like, okay. And guess what? He can become one of your best friends. If he's not going to be your lover, he could be a best friend. He could be somebody that you introduce to somebody else.
Right,
it's just like so many different factors. But would I date somebody with a dress on? The answer is no.
I knew Swan would have questions for this. I knew she would come with something to make your brain think. For those that don't know, this is why she does Monday Motivation, because she makes you think. And I can say this because she's made me think for years and look at every perspective, which is amazing. So we love her for that.
This is my first time encountering her, and I promise you, she has really intrigued me to want to go deeper, but not with this.
She
ain't made me think no more about a man with a purse, except for no.
I think the answer is across the board is a no, but we thank Swan for bringing the extra to it, you know. But it's definitely a no for me, because I don't want you in my closet. My closet is my closet. I'm gonna put it that way. My closet is my closet. I have already a hard time trying to find dresses that fit this body. I don't need you in my closet with your broad shoulders and your linebacker back. No, thank you, sir. But I will say that if we take out the dress part, I'm like, Swan, I'm going to ask some questions, because now guys do carry what they considered a man bag, or they have now the man clutch. If they're in a formal attire and elegant attire, they'll have that. So that way their wallets and things aren't, bulging out of their pockets, destroying the $200 suit they done paid for. So if we're taking the dress part out of there, you have a better shot, because it's in the culture. It's that, I think the word I used earlier when I was talking with our producers was the metrosexual. That's what some of them identify as. And again, like we said, we have to have more grace. We give more grace. We have to ask the questions so the grace can be extended. But depending on how you answer these questions, baby, it's going to be a no. But we can be friends. We can figure things out. You can help me with my attire. I'll help you with your attire, because depending on how you walked in, wherever we're at, I might look at you sideways like, baby, that color blocking ain't how. We're not doing that.
It just makes me think about last week, when you asked about the B-boy, and I want the dude that is offended at the person that offers that with his outfit. If he's in Macy's and somebody be like, "Oh, this man bag would go good," and he literally just has to cut him with cut them with his eyes or something. You know what I mean? Like, I need that dude. I don't want the dude that would even consider it. I'm sorry.
The sad part is, I can feel all of Spice's facial expression as Again, this is why I said I know my sisters. And when you know people, and like Spice said earlier, if you know her for a while, there are certain things, and her family dynamic, there are certain things that you just know. And her facial expression, like her sister, I just already knew what that facial expression was about to be. That is great. Okay, so let's jump here, because it kind of, depending on how do I want to word this, because I want to be politically correct, because I don't need none of y'all bashing us and nobody's comments. Thank you, praise the Lord. Some men, like we said, they like to carry the clutches and things of that nature. Depending on what denomination you have, the more fashionable. So we're going into the church realm just a little bit. They have the more fashionable, so that's more acceptable. So that brings to the question that another guest asked, and they asked, if you as the woman go to church, does he have to go to church with you, or does he have to go to church, period? Is that a standard that you have to have? For me, that's a yes. I need you to have some kind of relationship. I need you to have some kind of relationship. Do I expect you at first, and we're in that beginning stage, to go every Sunday or to even go to my church? No, I don't. Because 9 times out of 10, I don't want you to come to my church at first. Nope, no, thank you. No, because we're building a foundation. So if we're building a foundation, we can visit each other at each other's churches until we see otherwise. And then if you choose to make that decision, then okay, cool, to come and visit my church. But I don't need everyone in our business. And church people like to be in everybody's business. Not saying my church, I'm just saying in general, they like to be in people's business. So I don't need 20,000 other single females. Oh, who is he? Baby, because I protect mine in any stage, in every form. And he's spoken for it, okay? For at least for this time period, he is spoken for. Your wandering eyes over there on the deacon board, all right? For me, it's about the relationship. I need you to have some kind of relationship. And I say for me, because that's how I was raised. I am a church girl. Y'all heard me say it last episode. I am heavily involved in my church, from serving on hospitality hospitality to dancing on the dance team to anything that is needed in the church, the media team, whatever is needed. I'm going to be there to help. So church for me is a very big part of who I am in my life. It takes up a lot of my schedule. So I need you to have some kind of relationship and some kind of involvement in your church. So for me, it's a yes. You have to have some kind of. You ain't got to go to mine, but you better be going somewhere. And I need you to pay your tithes.
I'm gonna have to answer that question, Black Barbara Walters, with the question actually.
Okay.
Because it says, if you go to church, do I need to go to? If the girl goes to church, does he need to go to? Now, are we going to church or are we saved? That determines the answer. Because if I'm just, going to church, going here, going there, I'm not going to expect, I shouldn't, let's say it like that, you to go to. But if I'm saved, that's a whole nother realm. If I'm saved, because the Bible says what? Be not unequally yoked, right? So if I'm saved, I'm definitely going to expect you to be saved as well. Now, that's me, because that's something that I live by. So for me, if I'm saved, I'm going to expect you to be saved. I don't even think I'm going to date you if I'm not saved. If I was out still dating and I was saved, I'm not going to try to date somebody unsaved, because we're going to have problems. We're going to bump heads about a whole bunch of stuff. But if I'm not saved and if I go to church here and there or whatever, no, I'm not going to expect you to go to church here and there or wherever too. So I guess it depends on if you're going to church or if you're saved.
Ooh, I got some feedback to that, but I'm gonna let everybody else jump in first. Go ahead, y'all. Whoever want to jump in.
Well, I love what you said about is he saved, but I gotta go a little bit deeper with that one, just simply because once you're saved, you're forever saved, but it does not mean that your lifestyle is lining up with the relationship or showing that you have a current relationship with God. So for me, mine is definitely with you. I want you to be in the relation. I need you to be in a relationship with God, not so much so as going to church, because we see that every day, and that's the religious factor of that faith that I ain't studying. But if you have relationship, if you are letting God lead you, and again, even in shortcomings, if you're letting God lead you, I love a man with a repentant heart. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, I messed up today, but God forgive me and let me turn from those things. So relationship is way more important. Come on now. And relationship for me is just way more important than you getting up every Sunday, going to church, or being at church every day. Because, honey.
Swan.
Yeah. No, I agree with what Spice and Tosh said. I think that if you're saying that you're rooted and you have a relationship in Christ, then I should see some fruit. There should be some evidence of it. And I'm going to make sure that I let you know that I am a church girl, right? Because guess what? You're going to see me going to church. You're going to see me serving, and you're going to see the characteristic that Jesus exemplified in me. You're going to see some type of light. I'm not gonna hide that, right? So a lot of times people hide that part of them, but that might be the thing that draw you to the right person. But what you're trying to hide is what need to be resided in them. And so therefore we just got to be honest about ourselves and be like, at the beginning, while we at Applebee's, let's talk about this. How do you view religion? How do you view religion? Right?
That's important.
Yeah, do you feel like we have to go to church, or do you think that we can stay at Bedside Baptist and watch our online ministry every now and again? Do you feel like we have to go to the same church? Or how do you feel about it? I think that is going to be the key. That's going to be the driving force, is that communication. And to figure out, like Spice was saying, and you can be saved, because that means when you're saved, that guess what? You're saved, but are you living a lifestyle that's reflecting what the Bible says? Like that's the key. I should see some fruit. I should see some evidence. I should hear it from your mouth. I should hear from your body language that there's a sign, like the old folks, show me a sign.
Your sign. Good old missionary Baptist came out right there. Your sign.
There should be some. If you're telling me that you are a hairdresser, I should see you at a salon in your house. somewhere. You should have some tools. You should be able to tell me how to use this Marcella curler. You should be able to tell me if you tell. Right, I should have some evidence. I should have some skills behind it because I feel like I think Spice said, the two has got to be yoked together. If not, y'all gonna be bumping heads. Y'all gonna be pulling, and never walking together. And who wants to do that every day?
Oh yeah, that was Tasha.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, that was Tasha. Okay, Tasha.
Either
Who wants to
one.
do that every day?
Hey, either one, I agree.
You're
Word.
already have a battle with the enemy because he doesn't like marriage, right? He doesn't like it when because guess what? That's a reflection of who Christ is. And so therefore you got to be on the same page, constantly reminding each other that Christ is the center. He's that third strand, right? He's that core that's going to keep us together, to keep us wrapped tightly. And sometimes we don't do that. We got two cores, but we think we got three. We need to have him as the center. I'm done.
So I have to bring it this part because I agree. Like Spice, I say disclaimer. I agree with everything. We're all on the same page. But I have to ask this because we talked about being saved. One of the jobs of once we are saved is to bring in someone who is not saved. So it kind of piggybacks for what you're saying, Swan, because let's have that conversation at Applebee's. What are your views? Oh, you're not saved? Okay, so what do you believe in? Because that's going to determine if we're equally yoked or not. No, I believe in God. I just don't have I don't have the knowledge, as the Bible says, we die for lack of knowledge. I don't have the knowledge. Oh, okay. Well, we can learn together. I can. Because I think sometimes we forget as saved folk, I'm gonna use that terminology. We forget that it's also our job to teach the word. We have to teach and we have to draw in. That's what Swan was saying about that light. I feel my sermon coming on. Well, thank you, Jesus. We're talking about that light that comes in. And a lot of times, and I can speak for my generation, that millennial generation, we grew up in the church. We were told to be saved because that's what mama and daddy made us do. Go and walk yourself on up there and tell them you won't be saved and whatnot. But do we really go to get baptized? Baptism stories are a whole different. That's a little trauma right there. Lord knows I put my pastor through it as a child. I'm sorry. But are we willing, if he says that he believes, for us, if he believes in God, but he's not saved, are we still willing to say, hey, we can still do this because I can teach. Are you interested in going to church? Are you interested in, and that's where I was saying when I said my part, where I don't expect for you to go every Sunday. Okay, Bedside Baptist, you watch it online? Okay, cool. Are you getting some form of word? Because it says a mustard seed of faith. That's it. A mustard seed of faith. So the question now is, where's that boundary line? Where are we saying yes, we can, but if he's not saved, but he has the willingness, are we rocking with that? Swan, I see you itching. What? Go ahead, Swan.
Listen. The Bible says, suffer not the little children. So if they're at this stage where they're like in this infancy, but they have a desire to learn, and you said it, Lace, and you was like, but they don't know, right? So you're going to help them. So this is that part where we're showing that fruitfulness of a wife figure.
Come on, all the questions coming together.
Already wives. So we're showing him that I have patience with you, because guess what? Somebody had to stop and help me too. So let's even get a Bible that's understandable. Let's get something that you can listen to in your car. And if you decide to do Bedside Baptist and I decide to go into the house of worship, let's talk about what was said and let's talk about how we can make that applicable to our lives. So if you at Bedside Baptist and you heard this, okay, that was great. Now, how are you going to use what was said? Not that I went to church. It was great. Praise team, liturgical dance team, mime team. Everybody did something. But what are you walking away with? Because y'all can go to the same church and walk away with nothing every Sunday.
Oh, so walk away from something different every Sunday, depending on what your experience is and what the pastor preached on. Because actually you used to do that with us with the dance team. I would never forget Swan. So those that don't know, Swan is my dance mentor. she would give us questions, and we would all be in the same service. And she'd be like, in practice, she'd be like, "So what did y'all get from what was talked on?" And I would say one thing, but the girl 2 people down from me would say something completely different. And it's the same. We got it from the same pastor. We all sat on the same pew together, getting in trouble, playing, getting little switches thrown at us because pay attention to what the word said, or y'all ain't gonna be able to dance. You don't know what y'all doing. So it's all about what are you intaking, because it goes to how are you applying it to your life. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna have? So how are y'all applying this girl talk to y'all life? Think about it. Take some notes. Write it down. Put it on a sticky note. Put it in your mirror, your window, whatever you need to do, so you can look at it every day and digest it like you should be doing the word. And while you do that, we'll be right back right here on Girl Talk. Stay tuned. Hey,
we were done.
I'm sorry. Did you have more to say?
I thought you had asked another question. No, I honestly just thought you had asked another question. I'm so sorry. And that's what I thought you
did. Kind of asked another question.
Yeah, kind of did, and kind of. I looked at the time of, on Brent.
Yeah.
What you are eating, Swan?
We've been going for 58 minutes. Are we going to stop, or are we going to? What we're going to do? Because
we can do the last one because it was broke up, and you got to take out the time that they were on here first, which I think was like 10 minutes or so. The first they were on here. And then all the pausing and the breaking when they edit it. Swan always eating some good fruit and whatnot. I'm about to make me a fruit salad for my lunch this week, Swan. I got some kiwi, some strawberry, pineapple, a little dragon. Swan,
was that 2 packing up all those lunches for the week? Well, Alexis.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I've realized that now that I am 34. The things, and Swan will tell you, I used to be the human garbage, supposed to eat anything, everything, and whatnot, and we're not doing that no more because this dance they got us doing for pastor's anniversary. I'd be like a wet dog afterwards. And what's funny is all I do is I hear Swanda and I hear Renee. All I hear is all right. I told y'all you better go ahead and go before y'all start pulling muscles and stuff. It's gonna catch up, y'all. It caught up to me. All right.
I'm a praise dancer as well, my husband and I.
Yeah, Swanda was the one that pulled me out of her and Renee pulled me out of my box and was like, you're a mimer. No, I'm not. And 20 years later, what am I still doing? Miming. Praise the Lord.
Yes.
Praise the Lord. All right, so the last question, the juicy one of all the topics today. All these were juicy. Why are women drawn to toxic sex? Can it be taught? And are you willing to teach for it not to be toxic sex? This is going to be an interesting one. This is going to be funny. This is going to be interesting. All right, let's rock and roll. Excuse me. Welcome back. This is your girl, Black Baba Walters, and we are here on Girl Talk on WGWN, the Green Wonder Network. If you have not had an opportunity to share this lovely show with a friend, go ahead and go over to your Apple Play Store, your Google Play Store, take a screenshot of what the app looks like and send it out to your closest friends so they can tune in on this episode, next week's episode, and the shows to follow. And then they can also tune in to all the shows that all the ladies on this show host or co-host with all the men of the station. And we have to take a moment and definitely shout out all of our brothers on this station who do a wonderful job, who help us create and drive us up. We always say that this is the girl zone. That does not mean, and I'm saying this on purpose for Richard Petway, that does not mean that men are not allowed. However, this is our girl zone, so we can talk about whatever we feel, whatever we need to, and we can give you what's inside of the woman's mind. So we have had some interesting topics. We have gone to church. Last week, Spice took us to church, and we had to bring out the collection plate. I think this week it's a little bit of all of us. I think Swan has got a collection plate going at this point because she's making us think beyond what we have already thought. So we're gonna finish. So we have one more question for this episode, and it's kind of straying away, but this one is a little bit more juicy. This is gonna be probably for the unsaved folks. So if you are real conservative, I would suggest that you listen with caution. Listen with caution. The question will explain itself. So here's the question, ladies. It was asked, why are women drawn to toxic sex? Can toxic sex be taught or untaught? And if you're wanting it to be taught or untaught, can it be teached or unteached? What do we think about that? I see some laughter. I see.
I need to know what toxic sex is, first of all. And I want to know about
the same question. What is it?
Where did money go that went to the collection plate, though? I'm still waiting on my cash app.
We'll have to have him put that on the bottom of the app. Let it scroll across the little feed at the bottom. I think that is the appropriate question. What is considered toxic sex? Because when I think toxic, and again, it goes off of what you've been through in life. When I think toxic sex, some people think that is abusive. You're a little bit more rough in the bedroom. You're this and third. Some people don't like that. Or in my head, it is this. It is that person that you ain't got no business dealing with. They done gave you all the red signs. They done messed it up. Y'all tried the relationship don't work, but yet you keep running back just because that was the only thing that was good. And every time you run back, it add another layer onto it, another this, that, and the third. You fall into the same cycles over and over. So if we're taking that perspective, what will y'all say?
Who was quiet?
Yeah, that one you gotta think on. You gotta think on that one. That I told you that one's kind of make you think, because you got to think about your own personal situation, your own personal life. This is more really that kind of question of what did I go through, or what would I consider toxic for me? Because some people, well, I'll say this for Black Barbara Walters. Who, Mom? Go ahead and got mommy. So go ahead and log off. Thank you so kindly, so appreciative. Why would I be drawn to it? For me, it was when I was drawn to it. It was validation, because that person validated me as a woman in those intimate moments. Those moments were for that person. It was everything that I wanted them to be. They were validating. They were showing that. But as soon as that moment was over, it went back to them being a dog, being trash, being the gum on the bottom of my shoe. So for me, I look for those good moments. So I held on to those moments. I wanted to recreate those moments over and over and over again. No matter how bad they treated me, no matter what they did, no matter if they knocked me upside my head, I wanted that good moments. Then those moments were only created when we were having sex. So I was trying to recreate moments outside of the bedroom that were never going to happen. But I don't think it can be taught, though. Either you just toxic or you're not. You either toxic or not. Can it be untaught? For sure. That's your own personal healing journey. It can definitely be untaught, but you have to be, like we said earlier, you have to be willing to be teachable and be able to shed some things and be able to be taught the new things to replace those old things in those moments. That's what I think. Yeah.
Yeah, Lexa, I think I agree with that. I think toxic sex comes from toxic people that are joined together, right? And I think sometimes it becomes toxic when the male or the female is manipulating the situation, right? They're gaslighting a person.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think toxic comes from, like, if you were sexually abused, so now you have a different view of sex, and you don't know how to internalize it. And so you might just be used to it being wild and being just this thing that you know. So it goes back to asking those questions too. Before we already talked about, you shouldn't be doing it.
That
Okay,
part.
you shouldn't be doing it if you just dated. So we was like, if you can save yourself from marriage, then great. But if you can't, just know that when a person come to you that's not your husband or not your wife, that once you have that sex and once you have intercourse, once you do all those things, that those spirits are now joined. And if that person have a lot of toxicity, it's coming to you. You're going to be wondering, like, what is going on with my body? What's going on with my mind? Now you might be going crazy over this person that's toxic because now he has hit it, right? He has banged it out, or she has laid it on you so bad that now you just you're crazy about it. You keep calling, you want them to come over, and therefore then you have a toxic life. So now you're looking for somebody else that can bang it out just as hard, or that can ride it just as good, or whatever it is that pleases you, because it's connecting you back to a time sometimes. And that time can also, it can allow you to stay in a place where you shouldn't be. But you got to know that. Like, you got to know that, you know what? I love sex. And guess what? That's what God made these bodies for, right? He made us to be in communion with each other. But you just got to find that person. And I think that if you don't find that person, that you will run into a lot of things that are toxic. It goes back to asking those questions. But now let me tell y'all, I watched this movie 50 Shades of Grey, right? Have y'all watched that?
That is my movie. He
was very patient with her. He taught her how he wanted his sex to be rendered unto him, right? He said, this is the chamber. Here's what I like. She could have been like, I don't know, but Anastasia was like, show me. Be patient and kind with me. You might be blind.
Scared and all. Scared and all. She was just like, okay, teach me.
She trusted him. She trusted his guidance. That goes back to that planning. It goes back to that leadership. It goes back to that communication. She was able to rock with it. It might have been something that she had never done, but she trusted his leadership that he wasn't going to do what that she could handle. And they had a code word. Listen, that's communication again. What's the code word when it's gone too far? Because I was willing, but now you've gone too far.
Like, now
and I also think that in the bedroom, if you're a Christian, right? If you're a follower of the good book, the Bible, okay, the gospel, it says that the bedroom is undefiled. So that means if you're that woman that want to hang from the chandelier, flip it and trip it and do all those things, or if you, hey, it's your business. Now, when you start yapping and talking to other people about, that's when they can judge you. But if it's listen, enjoy each other. That's what the word says.
Enjoy each other. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever that look like. It might look crazy to somebody else, another couple, but it works for y'all.
The collection plate is now at Swanda's feet.
Listen.
You can drop all your offerings right there. Just follow the Cash App at the bottom of the screen. I am weak. I think Swanda pulled out some real good points. Everybody is different, and not even just that, but don't be telling your sex business. That's between you and your spouse. Then you wonder, you want to sit here and wonder why single Mary Lou over there looking at your husband all kind of weird, because guess what? You done sit here and told everything that he done in the bedroom and she ain't had.
And now she's curious about your man.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So now you done open that door. You blame yourself open that door. You better keep that thing locked down tight on them. Clank, clank, like they said in Medea. Clank, clank. I told y'all, these episodes are getting juicier and juicier by the show. We love it when you guys send us in all of these questions. Are there any final comments from any of the girls on the show? Everybody good?
Yes, I'm gonna answer the
Come on, Spice.
the toxic one real quick. I'll say this. Back when I was fornicating, toxic sex was probably fun and all that stuff. And since I'm not gonna encourage anyone to fornicate, I'm gonna say anything outside of the marriage is toxic, right? But in the marriage, I totally agree with my sister Swan. Not only will our bedroom not be defiled, but I might even let that nigga wear. Oh, I can't say the N word. I might let that. I might let the brother wear a purse in the bedroom. That's far as it goes. But there are no rules. There are no rules. There are no barriers when it comes to me and my husband whenever I remarry again in the ever. And it wasn't even in my first marriage. Like, we can do whatever as long as it's just he and I. But and I mean anything. However, outside of that, yeah, no, it's toxic if it's outside of marriage. Period. I'm sorry. So don't connect even we keep going back to the word, and if we think about it in the word, marriage was not walking down the aisle. Marriage was sex. So imagine all of these people that you're gonna have to divorce when it's really time to get married, and that's a whole lot. Believe it or not, it goes deeper than just saying, oh yeah, that's the ex relationship. It's a whole lot of things that you have allowed into your spirit, man, that you have no idea about. When the Bible talks about principles and principalities that you don't see, some of them are right there within yourself because you've allowed them, connecting your body with somebody else. So it's toxic if it's outside of the marriage, period. And if you married, what's a good word we can call it? I don't know.
Sanctified sex, baby.
Oh no, that don't go right. I was about to say toxic, but no, that sounds too much like him. Something. It's sanctified. Yeah, like it's good. You can do whatever. I love how you said swing off the ceilings, jump off the roof. I don't care what you do, as long as y'all doing it together. You know what I mean? So
yeah, and keep your mouth closed about what goes on in your bedroom. Yep.
Oh, you threw me off because I was about to say you're supposed to keep your mouth open. I got you. Yep.
Whatever
you want to do, open them doors.
Whatever you want to do, that's your husband. That's your
husband, dude. Make sure he stay married to you for that 20+ years. Do what you gotta do, baby. Do what you gotta do. I am crying, literally crying. I told y'all these conversations. You never know where we're going to turn. You never know if we go into church or if we just going to give you the real deal. However, we're going to give you whatever comes to our brain. So we thank you guys for tuning into another great episode. That is episode 2 in the books of Girl Talk right here on WGWN. You guys know you can catch us every Friday at 8 o'clock right here on the network. So if you missed this episode, there is no rewind. You should have been here. I'm sorry. There's no rewind. Go ahead and, like I told you earlier, go ahead and send this stream to your friends so they can know. Share it with someone. Have a girl round talk table about what y'all heard here, and then send us what y'all talked about so we can talk about it. That way we can help each other. This Girl Talk is just not for us ladies that are here, but we want you guys to be involved. So you guys can hit us up on the app, on the Green Wonder app. Just go to your Google Play Store or your Apple Play Store, or hit us up on our social media platform on Facebook, on the Green Wonder Network. Join that group. You'll get all the inside scoops to not only this show, but all the other sister shows that are a part of this great network. You can catch Swan on the Morning Motivation. You can catch Spice on Piping Hot, and Tosh on the Battle Zone, along with all the other shows that we all jump into and help each other out because we are one big family. So we are signing off. Ladies, anything you guys want to say to the guests before they leave up out of our show?
Yes. If I could throw this in there for all of you ladies and gentlemen that may be listening, if you are local to the Raleigh area, or if you just want to take a flight in, save the date for December the 21st, because all of the topics that we talked about tonight, and definitely all of the topics that we talk about on Piping Hot, we will be doing in person on December 21st. We're calling it the Hot Box. You bring your questions and we all gonna bring the answers. So save the date. It's your girl Spice Live.
Yes.
No, you should have said that earlier in the show. I'm here for it. Let me find my calendar. December 21st. Let me say I got nothing going on that day. Block that all the way up. Tosh, what about you? Any final words?
Just continue to check us out on Fridays at 10 at the Battle Zone for some good old soul and R&B. And again, then on Sundays at 5:30 for the praise break.
Hey, y'all killed it on the last show when I was listening to it. I was like, yo, this mix right here, mighty. Got a good tapping in my big toe. I like that. Yeah. Swan, what about you? Yeah, my big toe. I was a little hurt. I was a little tired. It's only the big toe you got. That's it. What about you, Swan?
Yeah, so just remember to ask the hard questions when you're out there dating or if somebody is pursuing you. And you can tune in for Monday Motivations between 6 and 7, the Morning Groove. So hopefully y'all will tune in. Download the app like Black Barbara Walters said.
That's it. Y'all know y'all can find me every morning on the Morning Groove with Tico and friends. Shout out to Tico, Detroit Mail, and Richie Rich, our producers of this lovely show. We are signing off until next time. So until next time, keep the girl talk moving, keep it rolling, and join us next time right here on WGWN. We're signing off.
Hearing
See y'all
you
later.
say you're in love with him, girl, that hurt me deep. We were friends forever, no storm and weather. He should be me, but I lived in fear, praying on high that you'd always be here. But he closed the door on that light. Now I feel my chest getting tight. I'm standing on the other side. Sorry, but I don't feel right, and I can't figure out why I'm still looking on from the outside. I hate seeing you smile from another man living my life. Should have spoken up. Could have raised my hand, but I didn't open up. Now I can't stand it. So forgive me if my anger won't let me congratulate you for the love you got. Damn, I should have just closed my mouth. Now I'm speaking out of turn, and I know it. And I'm sorry for all the stress that I'm causing. But it's not your fault while I stay quiet, you were slipping loose. My silence cost me you. I'm standing on the outside. Sorry, but I don't feel right, and I can't figure out why I'm still looking from the outside. I hate seeing you smile from another man living my life. Express how bad I feel, 'cause I've always imagined you happy, just not with him. You deserve it all and I'm selfish, but no, that's not all I wanna ask you. I can be, but now he's standing between you and me. This is all on me. I should've told you sooner, but I didn't wanna hurt a good thing. Having you had never crossed my mind. I pushed it to the side.